LEGO Star Wars is a franchise of, you guessed it, Star Wars and Legos. The franchise goes beyond the video games that most people remember fondly. There are actual LEGO sets that millions of people buy to make some pretty cool things. Today is the perfect time to make a video on this Iceberg in preparation of the release of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I will be using a ranking system of these studs here to show my confidence in what topic I'm talking about. Full bar means I'm 100% confident, and one stud means I'm basically guessing with what little knowledge I was able to find online. For those of you that don't know what an iceberg is, it is a type of tier list. Things that are at the top are surface level ideas that are more well known, and the deeper you go, the more obscure and less known or understood the topics become. We'll be starting from the top, guys. Are y'all ready? It's time to take a dive into the LEGO Star Wars iceberg. Let's get right into it. Traveler's Tales Games. Traveler's Tales is the company best known for making the LEGO Star Wars games and plenty other LEGO games. They were founded in 1989 by John Burton and Andy Ingram. They initially found success making licensed video games for Disney, such as Toy Story and Toy Story 2, with Toy Story 2 being remembered fondly by many people. Right before their first LEGO Star Wars game, they were even the developers behind Crash to Insanity, one of my personally favorite games as a kid. Since 2007, Traveler's Tales has been exclusively releasing LEGO games such as LEGO Indiana Jones, LEGO Harry Potter, and LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean, to name a few. It's safe to say that even before Traveler's Tales was known for making LEGO games, they're doing a pretty good job for themselves. Their newest game will be LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, bringing all 9 Star Wars movies into one game and bringing Traveler's Tales back to the roots that made them famous. Lepin. Lepin was a Chinese-based LEGO ripoff after the founder, known as Lee, decided to copy LEGO products after he noticed his friends making money copying other products in China. Their product was virtually identical to LEGO, with the differences being the logo and the colors of the pieces being slightly different. On April 27th of 2019, the Lepin factories were raided by the Chinese authorities after China discovered that it was allegedly manufacturing fake LEGO products. The raid turned up $30 million worth of counterfeit LEGO products, and the police arrested 4 people at the site. On September 2nd of 2020, 9 people were jailed for terms of up to 6 years over counterfeiting and manufacturing LEGO products. Lepin still lives on, however, in lepinworld.com, where they say on their website that they are influenced by the ancient practice of Chinese wooden art. So even though the original Lepin is technically gone, this is basically Lepin Part 2. Hey, if you ever need spare parts, I mean, you could give this a shot. It might be a bit cheaper if you're trying to save a buck or two. Disney XD animated shows. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Disney XD has had 4 LEGO Star Wars shows on their channel so far. They are LEGO Star Wars Droid Tales, LEGO Star Wars The Resistance Rises, LEGO Star Wars The Freemaker Adventures, and LEGO Star Wars All-Stars. LEGO Star Wars The Freemaker Adventures is the only original TV show. All the other ones are 5-part miniseries. I didn't even know the existence of these shows until I started looking up this iceberg, and I consider myself a Star Wars fan. I guess I'm not as big as I thought I was. They look like decent TV shows and the animation looks nice, so maybe if I get really bored one day I'll watch them. But I think I'll stick with my LEGO Star Wars video games for now. Ketamine Yoda memes. Ketamine Yoda memes originated on March 23, 2019, when Redditor Famous The Boss YT uploaded a screenshot of a Discord conversation in which Yoda Gaming plans to consume a lethal amount of ketamine. About a week later, on March 31st, 2019, YouTuber Sheriff Yoda uploaded a spoken version of the Discord conversation, which I'll play for you guys right now.
Lethal doses I must take. Angry with me, Allah is.
Yoda, I'm sure Allah will forgive you.
Bad things for ketamine I have done. Forgive me, Allah cannot. Sacrifice myself for him I shall.
Ever since then, there's been plenty of memes and YouTube videos made about Yoda and his ketamine adventures, with one of my personal favorites being ASMR, Yoda finds ketamine in a Vietnam stronghold. Yoda may be 800 years old, but there's nothing stopping a man and his ketamine addiction. 501st Battle Pack Campaign. Now, I had never heard of this before. I thought this was referring to the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign, but this is something way different. LEGO fans wanted a 501st set that they could build with, so starting in 2018 on any LEGO social media page, you just have a bunch of fans bombarding them with "We want 501st Battle Pack." Some guy even made a rap song asking for a 501st Battle Pack. That's how big this movement became.
50 I just want a 50 Battle Pack. I already got a ATRT and a Captain Rex. If they made a 501st Battle Pack, I'd have to buy them all so I can build a Clone Wars mock like David Hall. I just want a 50 Battle Pack.
Eventually, after years of begging, on August 1st of 2020, LEGO officially released a 501st Battle Pack. I know my explanation didn't do it enough justice, so I'm gonna go ahead and link a video about the history of the whole 501st Battle Pack movement by the Brick Wiz down in the comments below. It's crazy after 2 years of fans asking for the 501st Battle Pack that they actually got it, and in conjunction of Season 7 of the Clone Wars that just ended a few months before. I guess this is a lesson of if you work hard enough, try hard enough, and be patient about it, you'll eventually get what you want. 2003 Cloud City Boba. The 2003 Cloud City Boba is talking about the Boba Fett figurine from the 10123 Cloud City set made in 2003. The set itself is pretty rare, with the lowest bid on eBay starting at $1,800. And the Cloud City Boba figurine must be even rarer itself, considering right here on eBay it's starting at $500 minimum bid. But hey, free shipping, so at least you don't have to pay for that. If any of y'all have a Boba Fett figurine on you, you should really check it out and see which set you got it from. Just saying. Extra Toggle. Extra Toggle is an extra in LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga and LEGO Star Wars 2 The Original Trilogy. With this on, this extra allows you to play as 16 characters you normally couldn't play as. Each character is only playable on certain levels. The characters are Skeleton, Buzz Droid, Training Remote, Rebel Engineer, Droid 1, Droid 2, Droid 3, Droid 4, Womp Rat, Mouse Droid, Imperial Engineer, Han Solo Frozen in Carbonite, AT-AT Driver, Scout Trooper, Rancor, and Wampa. I remember seeing this extra toggle feature as a little kid on LEGO Star Wars 2 and I never understood what it did. Now I know, and hopefully you guys learned something new too. Jedi Friend. I couldn't find anything concrete on this one. I feel that it must be referring to LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga where you could change the name of your custom character to Jedi Friend, or they might be referring to Rebel Friend, which is another popular figure in the LEGO Star Wars games. If any of you guys know what this means, make sure to comment down below because I have no idea. Indiana Jones in LEGO Star Wars 2. Indiana Jones is an unlockable character in LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. To unlock him, you have to go to the bonus room, and in there's a door marked trailers, which would let you watch a trailer for the upcoming LEGO Indiana Jones games. After that, you can buy him for 50,000 studs. He carries his whip and revolver for his attacks. It's pretty simple, and there's nothing much else to this topic. Cartoon Network Shorts. Cartoon Network released 3 LEGO Star Wars shorts on their network before Disney got the rights to Star Wars. They are LEGO Star Wars Revenge of the Brick, LEGO Star Wars The Quest for R2-D2, and LEGO Star Wars Bombad Bounty. Revenge of the Brick is basically a quick synopsis of the first half of Revenge of the Sith with some very questionable animation, I would say. The Quest for R2-D2 takes place during the Clone Wars TV show era, where R2-D2 is lost after a battle, so the Republic goes out to find him and the Sith go out to find him as well to steal his plans. And Bombad Bounty is about Darth Vader hiring Boba Fett to kill Jar Jar Binks after he caused him an accident. If I were to rate them, I'd put from worst to best, Revenge of the Brick, Bombad Bounty, and The Quest for R2-D2. This ends the first layer. It was mostly full of mainstream things that most people within the LEGO Star Wars community already knew or had an idea of. The next layer is where things start to get interesting. Jedi Bob. Jedi Bob is an unnamed Jedi first seen in the LEGO Star Wars Republic gunship set, which was released in 2002. There's not much known about Jedi Bob other than he was present during the first Battle of Geonosis and that he held records at the Jedi Temple of Coruscant, which were deleted during the Great Jedi Purge. Triple jump glitch in the Complete Saga. In LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, there's a glitch where if you do a double jump, attack in the air, and as soon as you attack you swap characters, your character would fly in the air, similar to what a triple jump may look like. It's a very useful trick to get into places you otherwise wouldn't be able to get into, and for any of you LEGO Star Wars speedrunners, I'm sure you already been using this. Revenge of the Brick. Revenge of the Brick is one of the Cartoon Network shorts I showed you earlier. The reason why this one's lower on the list specifically is just because of the god-awful animation. The faces are some of the worst things created. I don't know what they were thinking. They could have just stuck with the normal plastic face look, but they actually decided to give them 3D characteristics, and it looks horrendous. I mean, just look at these faces right here. This is some of the most ghastly stuff I've ever seen in my life. Good thing they learned their lesson, because as far as I know, I haven't seen an animation style like this since Revenge of the Brick came out. Jabba's Palace Turkish Controversy. In 2013, LEGO got into a bit of a controversy with the Turkish Central Community of Austria because they were demanding that they remove the Jabba's Palace set due to the fact that it resembled their Hagia Sophia mosque and that it promoted racism due to the fact that Jabba uses a hookah to smoke out of. I don't really see the resemblance at all, maybe with the dome cap, but there are plenty of other buildings that have dome caps as well. It just sounds like a controversy for no reason, to be honest, other than for attention. Either way though, 3 months later in April, LEGO did announce that they're going to discontinue the set, not because of the quote-unquote racist connotations, but that the LEGO set had already been through its natural life cycle. You can now find them going upwards of $200 on eBay for any of you LEGO hunters out there. Finch Dallo minifig. Finch Dallo was the last standing pilot of the Resistance bomber fleet that took down the Dreadnought in the opening scene of The Last Jedi. He was only on screen for about 3 seconds total, so what makes him so important, you may ask? Well, with the first release of the LEGO 75188 Resistance bomber set, Finch Dallo is nowhere to be seen. Later on in the second release of the set, Finch Dallo was added in there, replacing another minifig. How could LEGO have made such a simple mistake? Well, it turns out that LEGO's only given a certain amount of information about the upcoming movies to base their toys off of, so this is just an example of them getting it wrong based off what footage they were able to get. Smooth Hair Leia. Smooth Hair Leia is an extremely rare version of Princess Leia that came out with the 2010 Tantive 4 set during its first production run, where Leia came with no ripples in her hair, making it completely smooth. It's just an example of another mismold that LEGO does every now and then. You know, production stuff, there's bound to be a little bit of issues or a little bit of things messed up. It's going for $150 on eBay as of this video. Unused characters in LEGO Star Wars 1, 2, and the complete saga. As with any video games, there's bound to be unused characters. I'll only be mentioning a few from each game, otherwise this topic will go on for about 10 minutes. In LEGO Star Wars 1, you have unused characters like the Jabba and the Spaceman. In LEGO Star Wars 2, you have Jabba the Hutt, 2-1B Surgical Droid, General Veers, Lando Calrissian, Lando wearing Han Solo's clothes, Luke Skywalker from the infirmary cutscene at the end of episode 5, and Luke Skywalker from the ceremony cutscene at the end of episode 4. In LEGO Star Wars Complete Saga, you have Sans Sweet and Spaceman as the 2 unused characters. Now I was looking this up on YouTube and I found videos with a lot more unused characters, so I'm not too sure if these articles I found online were incorrect or if these characters technically weren't unused according to the article's standards. I'll be linking the 3 videos in the description below. Christmas X-Wing Employee Gift. Each Christmas, the LEGO Group gives their employees all over the world a special gift set. 2019 was the 20th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars. They decided to make a Christmas themed X-Wing. It looks pretty neat and it's nice to see LEGO employees getting their own exclusive sets that they can get just by working at the company. You can get one of these starting at $550 on eBay. 10th Anniversary Chrome Vader. Sounds exactly like what it says. It is the 10th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars with a custom chrome Darth Vader figurine. There's nothing much else to this. It does look nice though. Right now on eBay it is starting at $250. Solid Gold C-3PO. Now this one has quite a bit of history behind it. So way back in 2007 during the March-April issue of the LEGO magazine, at the very end on the back, there is a chance of winning one of 5 Solid Gold C-3POs. That chance would be in the next issue of the LEGO magazine. In the September to October 2007 issue, the chance to win the LEGO C-3PO was in this page right here. You have to find the golden C-3PO in this scene. Once you find the C3PO, you would send a letter to a PO box listed in the picture, and hopefully you'd be one of the 5 winners to be chosen. I was taking a quick look myself, and I can't see the gold C3PO, maybe y'all can. There was also a promotion that was running concurrently with this where you would get one of 10,000 gold metallized C3POs in random LEGO set boxes. So you had one where it was solid gold, and then you had one where it was gold metallized. The solid gold C3POs are estimated to be around 10,000 to 15,000, but I'm sure people are willing to pay up to 50,000 just because of the rarity of these items. LAKEY Star Wart. LAKEY is another knockoff brand of Legos, only this time it's not as mainstream and well known as Lepin. Instead of calling their product Star Wars, they call it Star Wart and have been known to also call it Space Battle. From what I have read, the only differences between LAKEY and Lepin is that LAKEY has more inconsistent colors compared to Lepin. LEGO Star Wars 2 100% completion on the Game Boy Advance is impossible. The only thing I could find on this was a Reddit post about somebody trying to 100% LEGO Star Wars 2 on the Game Boy and that they're stuck in 99% no matter what they did. They checked everything, they were set, they 100% the game. And a person responded with, well, if you use a cheat code, for some reason the game will only say 99% completion, even if you do really reach 100%. The original poster didn't remember if they used a cheat code beforehand or not, so I decided to do a little more digging and ended up joining a Discord server of LEGO Star Wars fans and asked one of them. They said that some Game Boy Advance games are built to punish players if they abuse save glitches or use cheat codes throughout the game so that they only get to 99%. So there may be a possibility that you can beat LEGO Star Wars 2 on the Game Boy Advance 100%, but there's no way to know for sure unless someone plays it themselves and records themselves doing it. This ends the second layer of the iceberg. As you can tell, things are starting to get a bit more interesting. Yavin 4 base set prototype. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Here we have a set that was never made and only got into prototyping phase. But then there's also a couple pictures of someone doing a 3D render of what it may have looked like from different angles. So it's just interesting to see what an unreleased and unfinished LEGO set may have looked like. Original Scout Trooper face. Now when looking this up, I found 2 potential original Scout Trooper face instances or whatever. The first one's on this channel right here where they have the original face where the visor is just the visor for the eyes. And then I found an eBay listing where it's a full head. I still think that the Scout Trooper face where the visor for the eyes is the original and this one just might be a rare version with the head. I was trying to look into it, I couldn't find anything. I don't know if I was just looking it up wrong or something. But yeah, these are the 2 things I found for the original Scout Trooper face. Deleted Boga Chase level. In the original LEGO Star Wars game, there's a deleted Boga Chase level where you're riding one of the creatures running along the walls and the side of the cliffs to get to General Grievous. Think of in the movie when Obi-Wan's riding the animals when he's fighting General Grievous in Revenge of the Sith. It's in a very early build by the looks of it, and it does look a bit choppy and a bit rough around the edges, but it did look like they really wanted to make this level work, but they didn't either have the time, the money, the resources to fully finish this level, so it was just left on the cutting room floor. Patrol Speeder and Resistance Battle Pack is canonical. I think that this is referring to this speeder right here in the Resistance Trooper Battle Pack. I've never seen it in any other Star Wars media. It was probably just made for this LEGO set because it was like exclusive or something like that to the set itself. I mean, it looks cool. Like, for any of you LEGO people out there, it looks like a pretty dope thing to use. I feel like I'm missing out more than what I've seen though, so there's probably more to this. I just couldn't wrap it around my head and find the right information. Toy Fair 1999 promotional diorama. This is all I could find about this diorama right here on the Wikipedia on brickmedia.org. The set Toy Fair 1999 promotional diorama was a promotional set given away at the 1999 New York Toy Fair in February 1999. The set minifigures are Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. That's it. It's just a custom Toy Fair 1999 promotional diorama of Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader fighting what looks to be in the Death Star 2. Ultimate Lightsaber Duel game. Ultimate Lightsaber Duel was an online game released in 2005. It allowed you to duel other players. In the main menu, there was an option that allowed you to watch the duel of the week. That's all there really is to this, just an online game of LEGO Stars released in 2005. 2020 Mandalorian Battle Pack characters are all screen-based. This one is pretty simple to understand. It's just saying that the characters in the Mandalorian Battle Pack are based off characters you see in the Mandalorian TV show. I do not have any way to make this theory any longer, so I'm just gonna say, please watch the Mandalorian TV show if you haven't already. It's very good. Yellow figs in LEGO Star Wars 1 alpha footage. In some early alpha footage of LEGO Star Wars 1, you can see the figurines being yellow instead of the normal skin tone colors that we see in the final release. I mean, I wish I could make this longer, but there's nothing else to add to this other than I agree with the change because it matches the characters in the movies a lot better. Hinge plate 1x8 with angled side 30407 was made specifically for Anakin's pod racer. So what this theory is referring to is that this piece right here was made specifically for Anakin's pod racer. It is very similar to another part, 14137, as they are both hinge plate 1x8 with angle side extensions. As far as I can tell, 30407 is exclusive to Anakin's pod racer, which is kind of strange. They must have made some very minor adjustments, but just enough to where it's considered its own part. Muppet Race Mania Grapes in the first LEGO Star Wars 2 Death Star level. When I read this at first, I was completely confused. I'm like, grapes? Star Wars? Muppets? Like, what do these have in common other than they're owned by Disney? I honestly thought this was some sort of troll post in the Iceberg, but as I was digging deeper for information, I came across this Reddit post about somebody when they were playing the complete saga where they saw these grape boxes as they were playing. So that means the grapes are a real thing in LEGO Stars. What about Muppets Race Mania? Well, I decided to look up some gameplay of the game. It turns out the little things that they collect while they're racing, one of them right here is a grape. So this is a reference to one of Traveler Tales' earlier games in LEGO Star Wars, the complete saga, and LEGO Star Wars 2 it seems. It's such a strange Easter egg because nobody is thinking about Muppet Race Mania when playing LEGO Star Wars. I'd be lying if I said it isn't kinda interesting to find this out though. There has never been a J-type Nubian set. J-type Nubian is referring to the really sweet starship that the characters rode in the Phantom Menace. You know, the iconic sleek looking starship? You would think there'd be a LEGO design for it. Well, as I was looking this up, there isn't. No official one anyways. I found this fan-made creation of what it may look like. It's so strange to me why they haven't made an official set for this ship considering it's a very iconic part of the Phantom Menace. Hey, maybe people could pull off a 501st Battle Pack campaign, only this time you're getting the J-type Nubian Royal Starship. This ends the third layer of the iceberg. As y'all have seen by now, we're getting to some pretty obscure territory, and we just hit the halfway point. But there's no stopping this train, we're gonna keep on going. Han Solo / Indiana Jones Transformation Chamber. The Han Solo Indiana Jones Transformation Chamber was an exclusive LEGO Indiana Jones / LEGO Star Wars crossover set given away at the LEGO 2008 Toy Fair's collector party on February 16th. Limited to just 100 copies, the set was based around Harrison Ford having played both Indiana Jones and Han Solo, with his LEGO counterparts placed on a rotating platform to give the illusion of Jones transforming into Solo and vice versa. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it's just a simple Indiana Jones backdrop on one side and a Star Wars backdrop on the other side. There's nothing else to it other than the rarity. I would assume if someone were to put this up on eBay, it would be starting at $1,000 maybe. But it still looks pretty cool to own and say, hey look, I got the Indiana Jones and the Star Wars set together. Hidden Jawa inside 911725 Sandcrawler. The 911725 Sandcrawler was a limited edition mini LEGO set, and what the Hidden Jawa is referring to is in this piece right here, where you can see the man building the LEGO set together. You see these three pieces put together, that's the Hidden Jawa. You can get yourself one of these on eBay starting at $21. UCS T-16 Skyhopper and Dash Rendar's Outrider are official alt builds for the 2006 Star Destroyer. I'm not gonna lie, when I was first looking this up, I couldn't find anything about this, But then I ran into a Reddit post where someone was asking, is there anything else I can build with this new set, the 75055? And someone mentioned that the previous Star Destroyer set, the 2611 set, had alternate builds for Dash Rendar's Outrider and the UCS style T16 Skyhopper. So I look it up, and sure enough, right here, there's alternate builds for the old Star Destroyer playset with Dash Rendar's Outrider and a UCS T16 Skyhopper. This one took way longer than it should have, considering that it's an official set. My internet skills were lacking when I was looking this one up. CCBS Super Battle Droid and 501st ATST. So what CCBS stands for, if y'all are wondering, is Character and Creature Build Sets, which are the more realistic looking Lego sets, I would say. What this is referring to is the Super Battle Droid version and the 501st ATST version. While I was looking these up, I couldn't find anything about these other than this screenshot right here showing that these were in production or were planned in production at one point, but they were canceled for whatever reason. And I noticed that it's an ATRT walker instead of an ATST. I'm going to assume that it was a typo in the Iceberg, because this is the only thing I could find on a Super Battle Droid and a 501st related Lego CCBS set. It sucks that they were canceled, but at the end of the day, they're trying to make money, and if these didn't generate enough hype, why build these and just waste money? 1999 to 2000 Technic Star Wars droids inspired Bionicle as much as Slizzlers and Throwbots. So this one sounds like a lot to digest, but it really isn't that much. Let me explain. So Technic is a type of Lego theme based on creating model machines with specialized beams and connectors. You've seen it before, not a lot of people know what it's called, but when you see it, you know what it is. Slizzer and Throwbot was a sub-theme of Technic. They were known as Throwbots in the United States and Slizzers in Europe and Australia. So they're the same brand, they're just different name depending on where you're at. And these were basically robot looking Lego creations. Instead of being model sets like Technic was based off, these are more kid friendly where it's like a cool action figure. So now right here we have a Technic based Super Battle Droid. So what this theory is saying is that this droid right here and other similar Technic based Lego Star Wars Battle Droids inspired Bionicle. And when you look at a Bionicle, I can definitely see the inspiration behind it. Lego must have seen what they were doing with the Star Wars Technic figures, and they're like, hey, we can make a mini franchise out of this. And then that's when Bionicle came around. It's so interesting to see how all these old ideas and figures all combine into one thing that people know of, they just don't know what inspired it. Red Vader helmet prototype. So here we have the Red Vader helmet prototype, but wait, there's more. Here we have the whole figure of Vader, and then we have a close-up shot of the red helmet, and we have a close-up shot of the other piece of the red helmet. Now, I couldn't find any current news on how you could purchase this. All I could find was this old eBay posting from March 2nd of 2013 where somebody bought the real red helmet for $500. There's no pictures along with it, unfortunately, so we'll just have to take it by its word. And I'm sure there's replicas out there of the red helmet, but the real deal, this is just the helmet for $500. If you can find the whole body like these pictures I just showed you, that's a good amount of money you guys have on your hands. Aldar Beto minifigs. At first, I didn't really understand the point of this entry being so low. I looked up the Aldar Beto minifig, and you see here, just a normal looking minifig. However, I looked up a little scrolled, just a tiny bit down the Google search bar and ran into this. Lego really said screw it, and instead of making him look like he actually does, it kind of just got a couple pieces and a normal head and called it a day. Things you run into, man, this is just hideous. Asajj Ventress and Saci Tin in the complete saga. This one doesn't have much going on for it, it's just a screenshot of what looks to be Asajj Ventress and Saci Tin in the complete saga. But I found a Reddit post explaining that these are made in the character creator and that the way you get the pieces is if you 100% the game. There's nothing much else to this, so we're just gonna keep moving on. LAKEY Superstar Series. LAKEY Star Series is another knockoff brand of Lego Star Wars. There's nothing much else to add to this other than it's just a very unknown knockoff brand. It's not Lepin, it's LAKEY. 1999 Luke's Land Speeder in LEGO Star Wars 2 Mos Eisley. So the 1999 land speeder looks like this right here. As you can see, it's very tan looking. And the 2004 version of Luke's land speeder is the more reddish looking one. As you can see here in LEGO Star Wars 2, the more reddish version is in the game. So that debunks the 1999 Luke's land speeder being in LEGO Star Wars 2. And for those of y'all who are thinking, oh wait, what about that part in LEGO Star Wars 2 where you watch the land speeder? Does it turn into the 1999 colors? So right here in this footage, you can see it doesn't. It would be cool if it did, but it doesn't. So myth busted. It's hard to beat a Stormtrooper 1.avi. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what this is referring to. I found this video clip right here on YouTube of a fan animation of Stormtrooper having a bad time, and I tried googling this and I still couldn't find anything about it. I mean, you have, hey look, Halo 3 Mythbusters, that's a throwback. YOLO by the Lonely Island, for any of you Lonely Island fans out there, but nothing related to It's Hard to Be a Stormtrooper.avi. Secret unreleased sets on display in LEGO's Billund office. So LEGO's headquarters is in Billund, Denmark, and this is where their office is at. And so what this is basically saying is they have unreleased sets just sitting around for people to look at. Probably, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know, you're at LEGO's headquarters, you know, let's see some stuff that was never made. Like, I got some screenshots off of this video, I'll link it below in the description, of some of the sets that may have been unreleased and were never fully produced for the public to buy. It's cool to look at things that might have been unreleased, just like, wow, what if this was made? This could have been in every household of all the LEGO buyers in the entire world, but this only exists right here. I don't know, I just find that really interesting. And that's all for the fourth layer of the iceberg. Some of this stuff is just insanely obscure. Han Solo Indiana Jones transformation chamber, a red Darth Vader, and it only gets better from here. That's the best part. It just gets better. Imperial Friend. So I'm sure by now most of us know who Rebel Friend is already, but if you don't, I'll give you a quick rundown. Rebel Friend is the red rebel character you play as in the first level of LEGO Star Wars 2. Him and Captain Antilles are the ones to help R2-D2 and C-3PO escape the starship, only to never be seen again. It's presumed that he died along with Captain Antilles. Now who is Imperial Friend? Well, as of right now, there is no Imperial Friend. Perhaps Traveler's Tales might add Imperial Friend in the Skywalker saga, but for right now, all we have is our favorite red rebel character to play as. Who is the Skyhopper Pilot? The Skyhopper Pilot was a minifigurine first introduced in 2003 with the 4477 T16 Skyhopper set. A couple years later, the 75081 T16 Skyhopper set was introduced, updating the Skyhopper Pilot's design. As the question says, who exactly is the Skywalker Pilot? Well, in the LEGO Star Wars The Visual Dictionary, the minifigure in the set comes around on the Luke Skywalker page, and it clearly states under the minifigure's description that the Skyhopper Pilot could easily be Luke Skywalker. So it's not confirmed to be Luke Skywalker, but it's very, very heavily implied to be Luke Skywalker. I was trying to find a picture of this page where it states this in the visual dictionary, but I couldn't find one at all on the internet, so for now we'll just have to take it off the word of the LEGO Wikipedia. Classic Space Scooter Graveyard in LEGO Star Wars 2 Falcon Escape. In LEGO Star Wars 2, on the Empire Strikes Back Falcon Flight mission, the part where you go inside the worm's mouth at the very end in the double score zone, there's space scooters scattered about inside the mouth. There's no other part of the game where you see any space scooters, so it's safe to assume that this is the graveyard the Iceberg is talking about. 1999 Millennium Falcon packaging prototypes. In 1999, the 7190 Millennium Falcon LEGO set was released with this packaging right here. As you can see, the Millennium Falcon is flying to the right side in this. However, this wasn't the original package design for this LEGO set. There was one previous before this. It took me a little more digging than usual. It took me about 10 minutes to find this, but I was able to find the original package design right here. It's safe to say that it's a good thing they went with the new design because the original design just seems so drab and dreary. The dark, muddy brown coloring really gave the box a very bad look. And then I thought I'd throw this in here as well. While I was looking for the 1999 Millennium Falcon box art, I also found the original box art for the 4504 Millennium Falcon that was released in 2004. So right here is the released box art. As you can see, it has the Lego in the corner, and it's just a whole giant Star Wars logo reaching all the way around. And then here's the original version of the 4504 box art. I gotta say, this prototype looked a lot better than the 1991 Millennium Falcon one, but the one they ended up going with did fit the whole Star Wars theme a lot better, so it made sense to change it. Early lightsaber design. The early lightsaber designs for LEGO Star Wars had chrome hilts rather than the normal dull gray that most people are used to seeing. In the 5926 Palpatine's Arrest LEGO set, Palpatine is seen having a gold hilt on his lightsaber, the only time a lightsaber has ever had a gold hilt in LEGO Star Wars history. Boog hopping. Boog hopping is a technique where you use the Magna Guard and Droideka, and as you jump in the air with the Magna Guard, you turn into the Droideka and you jump higher in the air. This could be useful for y'all Star Wars speedrunners out there. That's all there is to it. Nothing else, just a speedrunning high jumping technique. Cursed LEGO Star Wars 1 Pod Racer audience. The Pod Racer audience in LEGO Star Wars 1 looks like this. Just flat cupboard cutouts. And in the complete saga, they look a little bit better than they did in the original LEGO Star Wars 1 release. Cursed? Yeah, looks pretty awful. It kinda just looks like they just placed random sprites in the audience so they can make it seem populated. I was trying to look up more if there's anything else to this, but as far as I know, it's just flat looking sprites of a very static looking audience. Revenge of the Sith preliminary set designs / missing SW0139 hairpiece. So the preliminary designs are just basically older versions of what the box would have looked like until they updated it to the actual in-store version you buy. Think of the old boxes like the 1999 Millennium Falcon box. It's like that basically. Just to all boxes, and in this case, the Revenge of the Sith set. There's a video I found on YouTube by user MandR Productions that goes over this much better than I would, so I will link his video in the description below. As far as the missing SW0139 hairpiece goes, this is actually a minifigure of Anakin Skywalker with black right hand without hair, so this minifigure was made to be like this, and it's included in sets where Darth Vader was on the medical tables. So as far as I can tell, this is just how it was made to be like, that there is no missing piece of hair for it. Star Wars Episode 7 by Daniel Mr. Elliott Minor. This is just a stop motion LEGO movie called LEGO Star Wars Episode 7 by a YouTube channel called Daniel Mr. Elliott Minor. This is probably the creator just promoting an old stop motion thing he did as a child, or perhaps his friends stop motion did as a kid. I don't know why this is so down far the list. Maybe there's more to this I just don't get. Perhaps I'm just not smart enough to understand the beauty and technique behind this fan film. All I can say is congratulations to Daniel Mr. Elliott Minor, because his stop motion video he made 10.5 years ago is somehow relevant in today's LEGO Star Wars society. Freemaker Adventures and LEGO Holiday Special are saga canon. I hate to break your bubble for anybody out there, but as of this recording, the Freemaker Adventures are not considered canon. The creators want it to be considered canon, but it's not so far. And the Holiday Special isn't canon either. Who knows, maybe in the future these two might both become canon. We don't know. Maybe we'll never know. Perhaps they'll just stay in their own obscure little Star Wars land for now. 2008 Mini Snowspeeder doesn't exist. Do not research. It says not to research this, but I'm a risk taker, so here's what I found. The 8029 Mini Snowspeeder was a mini LEGO Snowspeeder planned to release, but it was never officially released. Some people have gotten their hands on it, and it's just a simple mini Snowspeeder, there's nothing much to it. So we can confirm that it exists, contrary to what this iceberg says. And that wraps up the 5th layer of the iceberg, just one more to go. This one was pretty interesting, and I especially found the 1999 Millennium Falcon packaging interesting, like a packaging prototype. That's something I've just never really thought of until researching this topic. Official George Lucas minifigure. It just looks like any normal minifig, except you could clearly see that the face and hair is made to resemble George Lucas. I don't really have any idea why this is so low on the list. It's just an official George Lucas minifig that they made. No one knows the exact amount they made, but it's safe to say that these are worth, at minimum, $5,000 each. If you plan on buying one of these, just make sure when you go on eBay to check that it's the official figurine and not a knockoff or very similar looking one, so you don't get scammed out of your money. Rebel Friend Rule 34. I'm not even going to go into much detail about this. Most people know who Rebel Friend is, and everybody knows what Rule 34 is, so you can put 2 and 2 together. I did a little bit of research and I couldn't find anything of this made so far, but after talking about this for the video, I think that streak is going to be ended rather soon. 2001 Watto's Flesh Pouches. I have no idea what this is referring to. I was trying to look something up that had anything to do with 2001 and Watto, and the only thing I could find is that an Evapod from 2001 A Space Odyssey is seen in Watto's junkyard in The Phantom Menace. I know this isn't what the entry is talking about, but I felt bad just adding nothing to it, so here you guys go, fun fact. Watt. I have no idea what this is talking about. The only thing I could find that has Watt and Star Wars in it is the character T-Watt Ka, the monkey dude from the Clone Wars. He's a playable character in LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars. Honestly, just the spelling of this makes it sound like some sort of weird meme. If anyone knows what this is referring to or what it means, please tell me in the comments below because I am at a complete loss right now. 1999 through 2004 box art backgrounds are liminal photography. For those of you that don't know what liminal photography is referring to, it's those images that give you a weird eerie feeling when you look at them. For example, the most popular liminal photograph I could think of is the back rooms. It's just an eerie image that no one can put their finger on why it's so eerie. When I take a look at the box art of these LEGO sets between this time period, I don't get that at all. The only thing that I get is that the colors were very uninspired back then. I just think this is trying to be some sort of like eerie and edgy part of the Iceberg, if I'm being completely honest. But hey, maybe that's just me. Maybe these images of the old box art invoke that sense of fear of the unknown to some people. The dream also manifests through classic LEGO Star Wars. Again, I have no idea what this is referring to. The only thing that I can find when I look up the Dream trademark is this company that makes plant-based milk products like coconut milk, almond milk, oat milk, that's it. Maybe this section is referring to that almond milk exists in the LEGO Star Wars universe. I mean, almond milk is pretty good, I won't lie. If anybody knows what this is referring to, please tell me in the comments below. Scooter Graveyard implies classic space astronauts lived and went tragically extinct in the world of LEGO Star Wars. I can get where this is going with, because in that Scooter Graveyard you guys saw earlier, it implies that those astronauts are dead. But I don't think all the space astronauts went extinct. I'm sure there's still a couple of them out there just riding their space scooters to their heart's content. But as of right now, we will never know. All we can do is wait and see if we find a space astronaut on their space scooter just flying around, enjoying their lives and having a good time. That is all of the LEGO Star Wars Iceberg. It was pretty fun going through all this. Some of the stuff was really interesting. I know lots of things already, like rare LEGO figures or deleted characters or whatever, but some of these were just so interesting, like the 1999 Millennium Falcon packaging prototypes, the red Darth Vader prototype, and the yellow figurines in LEGO Star Wars 1 alpha footage. It's really interesting to see something that's so unobtainable yet it exists out there. Before making this video, I never really got the hype behind Legos and like why people love them so much. I always thought it was just some weird nerdy stuff that people like to do as a hobby. Now I actually kind of get why people find it so interesting, just seeing that rare figurine that you might have, like the red Darth Vader you found at a garage sale one day. What I'm trying to say is that making this video gave me a better appreciation for people who like Lego figurines. Yeah, it's still nerdy, but there's some pretty interesting stuff to be found when you look into it. This video was pretty fun to make, and if it does well, I'll definitely be making more Iceberg videos in the future. Thank you all for the support on the channel, I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you did enjoy it, and make sure to comment down below what y'all thought was the most interesting part of the video. Check out my social media, the links will be in the description below. With all of that out of the way, I will see you guys later.